I am the Shade, and welcome to the Shadows. We're returning to Minecraft for our second episode of the Let's Play, and I'm really looking forward to what's gonna come next. The, I used a very interesting file. I think I'll put a link in the description, and it gives you the ability to see the map of the world. You can't see player-made structures. All it shows you is the actual terrain. And does this day starting or ending? It's hard to be sure. I think it's starting. I need to make sure before I take off, though. It's fine either way, because I need to go ahead and go. No, this looks like night's falling. Still, though, I do have a long way to go. I'm gonna chance it. Okay, I was examining this really cool file and program, sorry. This really cool program, and what it does is it allows you to get a really good view of the terrain over a very large area. Now, what's so great about that is that, okay, that's a really good find. Okay, the world is way too big. Hold on, my volume is way too loud. Hold on. So sorry. Oh, difficulty hard, obviously. Music and sounds. Go ahead and drop the master volume by 50%. We'll see if that's any better. Okay, so here's the thing. The world is way too big to find specific areas and locations. In a main, you could literally search forever and not find it. So it's really great. It just gives you this huge, like, zoomed out view of the terrain. It doesn't include changes or anything like that, like no player-made structures, and honestly, it's a little outdated. But it gives you a good idea for where specific biomes are. And considering that I know about the, I don't even remember what it's called, but it's like this disco biome almost, with all kinds of different colored blocks. I'm actually really looking forward to finding it and using it. Ooh, blue flowers. Do I have the space? Sorry, I'm a bit of a hoarder, especially for things that I didn't have before. Oh, don't lose. Okay, sorry, I'm going to have to bring up the other thing for a second. So I know I need to go south. Okay. Like I said, though, I'm looking for the disco biome because it's supposed to be in this general direction according to what I read. And for my constructive purposes, that will be the best thing I can find. Now, my actual goal is I want to make some sort of superstructure, something really large. I like building large buildings. I think I'm gonna go for some sort of like mecha giant castle-like thing. Oh crap, that's a lot of hit points to lose. Yeah, something like a mecha giant castle is definitely the first thing I'm gonna build. After that, I'll probably get under the water. There we go. Run. The problem with water is it makes you so much slower. It's really hard to get away from them. Definitely some sort of mecha castle. After that, depending on who's all watching and the suggestions I get, I might build something a little bit more specific to what you guys suggest. But the giant castle is definitely the first thing I want to build. I love castles. There's light over there, which means there's most likely lava. Usually the only reason you'd see light, and then... yeah. Woohoo! Okay. Now the only real question is, how close am I? Okay, sheep. That is a really good thing right there. I like this area. This is a very large, flat area. This place would be perfect for building said castle. The only thing I'm missing is the disco biome. Okay, and there's an actual village. I don't want to go near that though, because I have the settings on hard. Zombies will go over there, they'll kill all the villagers. This just would not be within my best interest. Okay. Okay, I'm not quite sure where I'm looking for. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to check real quick and get a good feel for where I was. Alright, I am nowhere near my target area. It's gonna take a while to get down there. Alright. I'm just gonna keep going then. Make sure I'm still headed south. Try not to die. And as soon as the sun comes up and all these monsters disappear, I will go ahead and cook some more food and eat it so I can start running again. But there are way too many dudes on me right now. Make sure I'm still headed south, a little bit more towards the southwest. This was kind of part of the reason I wanted to go ahead and go, because I mean, it's going to take a little while to get there. Where I'm headed is actually quite far from where I was. It's the reason I love that program so much, is I mean, it just takes so long to really get to more interesting areas. I'm thinking about doing more than just a Let's Play on here. I'm thinking about doing a Minecraft 101 as well. Something to explain like different things that you can do inside the game. While I freely admit that it's been quite some time since I've played it very much, the amount that I did play, I learned a lot of really cool tricks. And I remember most of them. Some of the more important ones were lighting placement, how to get to the nether without finding diamond ore first. Let's see, there were several really cool tricks. A redstone farm, which I think at this point is probably common knowledge, but I still might do a 101 just because, I mean, you know, maybe I do it different than someone else. And if someone else watching has a different way they like to do it, I would love if you'd link a video in the description. I love finding new ways of playing this game, because there are just so many ways to do it. Finally the sun's rising. Whew. You know, running around at night this early in the game is a good way to get yourself killed. And considering I'm doing it without spawn point, you know, not exactly the brightest thing to do. In fact, I'm fixing to die myself. How deep is the bottom? Oh, it's deep. I should be close enough to reach, though. I have got to go ahead and cook some food and eat, because see, I've got it on hard mode, which means that if my health goes down, no, not health, sorry, it's late. If my hunger bar goes all the way down, my character will starve to death, which I think on normal he'll only go about halfway on his hit points, but on hard mode he will go ahead and die. And I would prefer not to have to make this trek all over again. Speaking of spawn points and stuff like that, I will at some point be using a program to go in and alter my main spawn point. As long as you have like a bed or something, you can make you will spawn back at the bed when you die, as long as you've slept in it. But if something happens to the bed, well, then you go back to the original spawn point of the game, which sometimes is like ridiculously far away. I will most likely use a program to go ahead and change that so that the spawn point is a little bit more reasonable to where I want to be at. Okay, now I need to let that cook. Well, that's good speed. Okay. Sorry to keep doing that in the middle, but honestly, I'm not really expecting that many people to be watching this early on, so hey. Okay, I need to go ahead and let that food cook. I'll go ahead and collect some sand while I'm at it. Sand is always a good thing to have. And not always conveniently located either. I love the fact they added colored glass in this game. Again, something I've never really messed with. I'm really looking forward to doing that in this Let's Play. So many things I'm looking forward to doing in this. I really should have done this ages ago. I don't know why I didn't, but let's see. Okay. Don't really want to collect more than 64. I just want one stack. Just because I do want to be careful about how much stuff I start carrying. Is there anything I want to go ahead and get rid of? I can always get more seeds. I can always get more sticks. I don't need a half-broken pickaxe. Go ahead and put that there. I don't need one of those. Okay. Alright, it was a really good call that I was able to kill those pigs earlier and get that much food. Cannot wait to have the fast travel later. Again, that's something I'll probably do a video one-on-one on. I've talked to a lot of people who they don't know how to set up fast travel in the game. And I don't mean a mod, I just mean the game is built with a fast travel mode. It's really cool if you take the time to do a little bit of math and figure out the ins and the outs. And it's just a great way to get around, especially if you know around where you're heading. It involves the Nether, which again, I know a great way to get to without even having to have a diamond pickaxe. Again, at this point, probably common knowledge to a lot of you, but I think I'll do a 101 just for the people who maybe aren't as aware of it as everyone else. Now let's see, I need my okay, there's west, north, south. Okay, I'm headed in this way, a southwesty direction. Oh, clay. Definitely go ahead and gather that, because again, not an easy thing to find. When you're digging for something underneath the water, best thing you can do, if you can, is be just on the ground above it, if possible, because you dig a lot faster then. Sometimes it's not possible, but when it is, it's definitely worth doing. Okay, now, so sorry. So much stuff to collect, so little time. More pigs. Probably in my best interest to go ahead and collect some more pork chops. There's more over there. When you're killing animals, so important, make sure you leave a couple. These things, for the most part, as far as I know, do not respawn. So if you kill all the animals in an area, you just don't have any more animals in that area. So then you have to go hunting in other areas. You always want to leave a few so you can feed them and get them to breed. Especially sheep, especially cows. Pigs, I would try to keep a few if it's not too inconvenient. Chickens, you know, you really need them for like feathers for the bow. For the arrows for the bow, to be more precise. And, you know, to me, they're definitely worth keeping. Usually, a lot of times, I will make huge, elaborate chicken farms. And the reason I do that is because not only are they a great source of food and feathers, but the eggs allow you to make more without having to waste seeds. And then on top of that, you can get a lot of experience points if you choose to kill them by hand, which sometimes can take a really long time. I have made some automatic chicken killing coops before, just because it took so long. I heard... Oh, nice, forest. I heard they were going to make it where you kind of had to start killing stuff by hand again. I never heard if they actually did it. There was talk about it, but so I'll have to explore that and find out. Oh, I think that... Well, it's a rabbit. I heard about these guys. That's cool. I would kill it, but one, I mean, there's not that many of them, I don't think, so I want to save them and see if you can... I don't know if you can actually breed rabbits or not, but I'm probably going to try. And the other thing, the important thing is, when you see rabbits, don't just stand there and gawk at them like I did. Be careful. I hear, I've never actually seen, that there is a rare variation of the rabbit with red eyes, and he is... This is going to sound really silly. He is a killer rabbit, I think. And I think he will, like, really muck you up. I think he's supposed to be, like, pretty dangerous. Again, I can't say for sure. I've never run across him. But anytime you're going to be traveling any length of distance at all, always keep a stack of dirt on you. I cannot tell you how often it comes in handy to have dirt. I don't think I want to go that high. Which way am I heading? Yeah, let's start going back down. Stuff like this is very dangerous. Oh god. Ah yes. Usually if you land on water, that will negate any and all fall damage. To be perfectly honest, I thought it had to be a little deeper than that. But, you know, hey, I survived. That's the important thing. More rabbits. Black rabbits. Brown rabbits. Again, I'm not gonna, like, mess around with them too much because I have heard about the red-eye one. A sheep. That is awesome. I will so need sheep. Very good. You know, that starting area with no sheep really had me concerned because that is not a good way to play. You need the wool to make a bed so that you can spawn somewhere other than your original spawn point. Okay. There is another way to do it if you are just like completely out of luck. And You know, I'm gonna try something. I'm not sure if it works or not, but I just double checked and it is a really long way before I get to where I'm going. And those sheep were just right over here, right? Shears are the best way to get wool, but I remember you used to could just kill a sheep and get a little bit. Not as much. There we go. This is usually about one of the dumbest things you can do, because you need to breed them, you need, like, to have extras, but now I have enough to make a bed, which is really good. Now the sun is starting to go down. And I really don't want to run the whole night again like I did last time. That is just so dangerous, and 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna survive it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go right over here. Make me a nice... Hey, get up there. Hey, what you doing? There we go. Get right in here. Now this is one of the reasons you really want to stock up before you start making your journey, is because when you're trying to find the right area, it's usually going to take quite a while, and you know, the last thing, as I like to do, it's really annoying. So I'm gonna build a bed, which I think is 3 and 3. Perfect. Now I should be able to place that and sleep. And now it's morning. I skipped the night phase completely. I'll just pick you back up. Pick you back up. One important detail is 9 times out of 10 you do not want to pick up your bed. You want to leave it right where it's at, because that would be your spawn point. Now I have chosen to pick it up and carry it with me, which means if I die, I'm going all the way back to the beginning. And if that happens, it's really gonna suck. It's gonna take me a long time to get back here. It's really not an ideal situation. If I had been lucky, I would have had a bit more wool, and I could have had a couple of beds and just like had some here and some there. So far I've been kind of avoiding killing animals, but I still have so far to travel. Chances are I'm not going to be coming back here. If I do start looking for other things, it's going to be in different areas. I'm going to go ahead and start getting what I can of these guys, because that's my leather, which I'm going to need for stuff. Here's some coal. No reason to just ignore it when it's staring you right in the face. At some point I'm going to have to start doing some careful inventory management. Right now is not that time. Yeah, and I saw the skeleton, and that's why I started running. It's because I don't want to get my butt kicked by a skeleton. I should still be going west, yeah. I need to throw some south in that west too, but collecting eggs is really good anytime you see them, just because when you get ready to make a chicken coop, if you have a few eggs and you're lucky, when you throw them, a chick will pop out of the egg. And then you don't have to go and try to like leash or slowly push chickens to a specific area. Here's a few more sheep. And I actually am going to go ahead and get that extra bed. And I'm only going to kill enough to have my third piece of wool. Now that I have that, the next time it turns night, I can go ahead and leave that bed, and that way I'm not as in a bad shape if I die. Really is a downside when you're trying to travel this far. Oh. Always be careful about areas like this, because you never know when they're going to lead to like an underground something or other, and with like creepers in it, or one creeper is really all it takes to ruin your day. Sorry, I know all the traveling's a bit on the boring side, but it is what it is, and that is the area that I want to construct in. I gotta make sure to put that link at the bottom. I really think this program is worth having. The thing's out of date, but knowing exactly where you're going, oh my god, so convenient. And yes, you can cheat with it. It can show you things like dungeons and stuff like that. And if you want that, that's cool. I don't use it for that though. I just like being able to find these hard to find terrains, which, I mean, honestly, if you play single player like I do, the chances of you stumbling upon them on your own is not really all that good. Now, if you're playing with 4 or 5 other people, you can all head out in other directions, you can search really thoroughly. I mean, that's fine, but it just is inconvenient. Which way am I headed? Yeah, okay. Making good time. Good forest area. You know, I really like this map. I think I got a decent seed, and while I know that this was like really far to have to go for the biome I wanted, I have actually had to travel much further before, so I actually still consider this very lucky. Minor side note, something probably a lot of you already know, but again, just for anyone who doesn't, the monsters spawn in darkness. So anywhere where there's not a strong enough light level, skeletons can pop up, creepers can pop up. That usually takes place at night or underground, but there is another way. Trees. If the trees are too dense and there's too many leaves, it can actually block out enough of the sunlight to allow monsters to spawn. So in really dense forests, you really have to kind of watch your back, because I have been caught off guard by creepers and skeletons in broad daylight just because, you know, hey, dense forest. I really... Whoa, what was that? Okay. I'm too used to playing games where like things come out at you from nowhere and just like mess up your day. Alright. I really wanted to make it before the end of this episode, but I guess that's not gonna happen. Because I really do want to keep these down to about 30-minute episodes. I feel like that's a reasonable amount of time. I'm probably just gonna label this video something like traveling or something like that, so people know that it's nothing all that exciting happening in it. I mean, the most exciting part was where I was running around at night like a moron, trying to get my butt killed by everything out and about. And now that I have the beds, I don't have to do that. I can easily just make it day whenever I want. I always felt like the beds were a little overpowered. You know, to an extent, well, yes, they are extremely convenient, especially the spawn point thing. That, I in no way think is overpowered. That is like a necessity. But I've always felt like perhaps just being able to skip the night was not... Well, for a building game, I guess it's a good thing. It's just, you know, I feel like for the survival aspect, it would have been better without it. Which then again, it's not like anyone holds a gun to my head and tells me to use it. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this one right here. Thank you.